system is being artificially, skewed against us, then you see what, you see this kind of behavior. But so far, I think that we've been able to speak well with our people, and that's why we've conducted ourselves well so far.
The layman on the street wants to know why over 88 or almost 88 MPs made their presence known at the Eoco office. That did not really make any impact. The party hierarchy, you've all been speaking for the Ashanti Regional Chairman. And till now, that has not really synced well with the investigative body that is still holding him. And there is this school of thought also that the MPs and the party stalwarts could have just put resources things. What really, one would say, do you bring to the table in terms of securing bail for the Ashanti Regional Chairman?
I am part of the New Patriotic Party, and as a member who thinks that another member, not just a member, but
a number of the NPP MPs are arriving here at the Eoco headquarters. I saw around the MP4 New Joabing, who is Michael Ochrebefi. He's here, as well as Equiapim North MP and a former national organizer of the party, Samye Uku. I also saw a while ago the Nana Komia, who is also a leading member of the party, all of them hanging around, including the regional chairman who we spoke to in the morning, Divine Agohom. I saw the former majority leader, Osache Mensah Bonso, also a while ago. I'm attempting to cross the road and have a few words with some of the MPs to know if this is part of the beginning of their protest. Honorable Michael Ochrebefi is here. Honorable, good afternoon. Thank you for your time. You are live on the Pulse on Joy News. You have arrived here. I've seen a few of your colleagues. Is the entire minority going to be here to continue the protest?
This is a protest of MPP, So anybody who is part of the fraternity can decide to come and show solidarity. That is the essence of whatever we are doing. I believe seriously and strongly that it is high time these people change their mind on what they are doing. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it is absolutely stupidity at the highest level for this thing to be happening in modern day Ghana, a place we call Ghana, where we believe in rule of law, where we are being ruled by a constitution. I mean, nobody should behave like this. And so we are here not because we are part of the minority, but because we are MPP. It is MPP business.
I'm asking because the caucus yesterday marched to this place, and before you left, you promised that you'll be coming back. I'm asking in regard of that. Are we going to say that?
We're not giving marching orders today to come, but we will come as individual party members, MPs who are also party members. And what we are doing, we want to achieve one thing. We want to be able to get these people to release the regional chairman of the MPP in Ashanti region. That is all we are looking for. We believe that you have to follow the procedure. The process has been established clearly. I mean, you cannot decide to deviate or do something to please your own self. How can you come up with a bail condition that is so outrageous? That doesn't make sense to the ordinary person. And that is what we believe must cease henceforth, so that at least he will be granted bail. What is important is that it is just an allegation. Somebody has raised issues against him. I mean, file charges or whatever. You have to go to the law court for a court to decide or determine whether what they are saying is true or not. That is the most important thing. It is not about deciding to blatantly go against the principle of habeas corpus. I mean, saying that somebody must be in the custody of the police or whatever, security agency, 48 hours plus without access to the court to listen to him. That's not fair. That's exactly where we are trying to show solidarity and also push them to do something about it.
There's a whispers we are getting that he is probably transferred to the NIB headquarters. Can you confirm that for us?
Yeah, but we are so sure that he is not here. But the reason why we are here is not because he is here or not. It's because Eoco arrested him. They arrested him. So the assumption is that we have come to a place that he was arrested. And these people are in charge of the case. So BNI is they are just keeping him. They are just giving him shelter. That's all. But the real case is with these people.
Which means, as we speak, your official information indicates that he's at the BNI.
We know. We are so sure about that he's not here. That one we know. But this cannot continue. I mean, Raymond Acha, I mean, you know what you are doing is not good. And nobody is supporting or nobody is encouraging wrongdoing or anything. What we are interested about is rule of law. Let us follow the principle of the law. Let the law work. That is all that we are talking about. But if you decide to do things to please your own self, and note that we are human beings, it can create a lot of problems. It can elicit a reaction that will be very negative, and that will come. You see, because as you push us up, we'll get tired, and if we get tired, we'll start misbehaving. And when we start misbehaving, you talk about it. Ghanaians will not be happy, because now for me, I'm so sure that we have to be very aggressive. I'm convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that we have to be very aggressive and maybe destructive.
Does that aggression include you maybe spending the night here?
Not just spend the night, creating problems.
Like what?
I mean, it is pregnant. That statement is pregnant, and we will be able to open up.
Which some people would be surprised coming from the lawmaker.
No, but these people are not behaving. I mean, as also people who believe in the law. These people, they are not law-abiding citizens. Clearly, everybody knows that what this guy is doing is absolutely stupid. Stupidity at the highest level. It doesn't make sense. It is senseless for anybody to behave like this. Take the person to court. Let the person come out with his defense, and the law court will determine whether what is going on or whether the case have merit or not, and then the court will take a decision. But in this case, you have just taken your own decision without listening to the person, without giving him access.
So you are not spending the night here today?
We don't know. I mean, anything can happen. But the point is that we are so sure that if by 6 or 7 p.m., if Wontumi is not released or granted bail, Ghanaians will see something different in this country.
When is the vice president arriving?
I can't tell. I can't tell for now.
Okay. Thank you. Honorable Michael Ochirbefe is the MP for New Joabing. And Carlos, the information we are getting now is that Honorable Chairman Wontumi, I should say, is currently in the custody of the National Investigations Bureau. And that information also indicates that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should be going to the premises of the NIB instead of the Eoco headquarters, which would mean that we would have to trace that and keep listeners updated. And so that's the situation here. But the warning from the Honorable Michael Ochirbefe is that they may get destructive if Chairman Wontumi is not released by by the evening of today, 7 p.m. And so that's the latest we are getting. I actually saw a number of the other MP which I indicated earlier, but their cars have just drove off. They've driven off the place, which means that they are all heading to the NIB headquarters, and that's what we should be tracing now as we speak. MFA.
Well, I think that when we do these things, we tend to be excusing wrongdoing if the person is found guilty. So I think the NPP people should do their work. They should certainly make sure the person is getting due process, and they should allow the law and processes to work. I think, though, that it is disturbing that these things always seem to have partisan correlations. I would want to see a day when NDC people are protesting on lawful detentions when it's an MPP member and vice versa.
Well, Doc, I don't know if you've been following very keenly, procedurally. We just spoke to his lawyer who said that, well, in terms of legal procedures, he doesn't think that Eoco has breached anything yet, except the mode in which his client was picked up. In most cases, what ways can Eoco really do it that will not get us to where we are, especially with the NPP and other well-meaning people who are sympathizing with Chairman Wontumi marching to be at Eoco, and now we're hearing that they're going to the National Investigating Bureau. How else could they have done that?
They could have done that without the initial show of force and making it as if there's an invasion of his premises and all those. Having said that, I think the law must take its course. Due process rights might go hand in hand with accountability. I think if people have broken the law, they should face accountability.
Now, what do you make of the 50 million bail condition?
I think that the bail conditions seem to be high. Bail conditions should be consistent and uniform. When it's done person by person, sometimes it looks as if it is politically motivated. I am surprised because even under the PNDC, I was released on a self-recognizance bail after I had been charged of subversion. So I think that these things must be reasonable. And they should be reasonable regardless of who is in power. We are now saying this, but NPP people were quite happy when Gregory Afoko couldn't meet his bail conditions that had been set very high, and sometimes they were blatantly ignored even when he met them. We need to be consistent in these things.
Well, I like to think that usually the security agency will look at the law particularly. Do they have any discretionary powers at any point when they're choosing the bail condition? For example, in 2012, when Alfred Agbashi-Woyome was granted a little over 54 million Ghana cedis bail until they went to court and it was varied to a little over 20 million. In this case, was it not what he's being investigated for that has warranted this bail condition? Or you think that the Investigation Bureau actually has a little bit of discretion to make it a bit lower?
They have discretion, obviously. That is why when they go to court, sometimes it can be varied. But more to the point, though, there must be transparent guidelines about bail conditions that everybody can refer to, so that we can go to that point where you fall on the spectrum of things. And then that should be done. So your bail conditions do not vary because of which party you belong to or which position you occupy.
What does this all mean for the NPP party with everything happening? What does it look like for the NPP party?
It looks bad because since this is very early yet, if he is later found guilty of malfeasance, it will seem as if the NPP was standing in the way of accountability. And that is not a political party. That is not what a party should be doing. And to be consistent, I said the same thing when the NDC were doing the same thing. Political parties should stop protesting when people are being taken through legal processes, as long as their due process rights are being respected.
They also argue that protest is a very potent legal instrument, and so they think that choosing that route as well will help them.
Well, I disagree with them. I think that when we try to distort the operations of the law with protest, it's not good. I mean, I think that there are a number of distortions of the law. One is political prosecutions, and which stray into persecutions, and the other one is also political protest.
And even today, they said that we're going to do that. They're going to do exactly what happened yesterday. Considering that they are a very minority in Parliament and government business, we recognize that the numbers may not, alter government business at all. But the way they are going, should we be holding them accountable when they turn around to say that the majority in Parliament is not allowing them to be part of government business?
All along, we knew that he was in and out of the Eoco headquarters and the hospital. At what point was he moved to the
Eoco doesn't have any health facility. So Eoco is of a view that the only place where they have the facility is at the National Investigation Bureau, NIB. So they brought him in here, and that is why we are here, to ensure that he is fine. And also to make sure that this Rambo style of arresting people, this idea of adding the P back to the NDC to make it the PNDC will not be tolerated. So we are serious on it, and that's why you see many members of Parliament, as we did yesterday, we said we were going back. So the members of Parliament will be here, and we will be here to make sure that the regional chairman is released. The idea of NDC always trying to torment people and bring back the P
back. Everybody, including the media, must stand up. You don't know what one day you will say against this government that they will just pick you up like they have done to the regional chairman, as if he's a common criminal. He is a known regional chairman. He himself is very well known. He is somebody who will not run. And why should you subject him to this inhumane treatment? That is why you can see members of parliament and party faithful, regional chairmen all trooping here. Very soon we are very sure that the former flag bearer and former vice president, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, will also be joining us here.
Should be joining us here. I was expecting that as a leader of the party in parliament, you should be in there. Has any member of your team been able to have access yet?
Oh yes, many of our MPs are here. We are standing here waiting to receive the man. We are law-abiding citizens as MPP.
Which of the leaders are in there already?
Jerry was here, but he left. Myself, I was here earlier on. I left. Former majority leader Chairman Sabonsu is also in there. Nana Komia is also in there. And we are waiting for the rest of the team to come. Then we will be able to enter in there. But they are already inside. I entered first, but I had to come out so that I can receive my colleague MPs who are here. I am outside because I don't want to leave my colleague MPs to be outside. And then we'll see what we can do. So very soon, when he comes, we will now find a way to get him in there.
Okay. We are told that the president was in Tamale, but he needs to do an emergency return to Accra. Is it because of this? Can you confirm that for us?
Which president?
The former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
What I do know is that he went for a funeral in Tamale yesterday. I was also in Tamale with him. We returned today. The former vice president is returning. The flag bearer is returning because of this issue. So I am very sure that he will come. So I was in Tamale with them, but the former vice president is returning because of this matter. Because we were thinking that they will do the right thing. Either you are taking him to court for a remand or do the right thing. But we still subjecting us into this torture and causing fear in our system. That we will not agree.
Carlos, so there we have it. We have the police moving in now to secure the gate because some party members are banging the gate, and the MPs have been trying their best to prevent the party members from banging the gate. Now, you see some of the party members agitating. They are calling on the gate to be open, and the police have lined up now in front of the gate, securing the gate from the reach of any of the party members. I can count at least 6-7 police officers now in front of the gate now, armed in their helmet as well as their guns, trying